In my last class, I started to discuss about the very basic idea about instrument transformers. Okay, so today I am going to discuss about the phasor diagram of CT as well as PT. Okay, so I think all of you are able to understand what is the basic idea of current transformers. Okay, so what is the purpose of the current transformer? Yesterday I discussed it in my class. Okay, so in case of high voltage, high current measurement, normally for any of the substations. Okay, so we are using CT. Okay, so you can also see that CT in traction substation also. So how do you identify the CT? Okay, so it is very simple. Okay, in case of CT, one inlet is there as well as one outlet. One inlet as well as some outlet. So two terminals are there. So from the from outside of any of the substation, you can easily identify the CT as well as PT. In case of PT, only one terminal is there. Okay, so it's look like a drum shape. Okay, so it's look like a cylindrical drum shape. Okay, so from the outside of the switch yard, you can observe that okay, it is CT, another one is the PT. Okay, so from the diagram you can see that in case of AC line is there and load is connected. Okay, so the the primary winding is connected series with the CT. Okay, and the secondary side you can see over that their secondary side is connected with the ammeter. Okay, so you can see that input side, if you have huge amount of current, okay, normally the rating of the CT is coming 5000 is to 1 ampere. Okay, so 5000 is to 1 ampere means input side it is 5000 ampere, output side maybe 1 ampere, maybe 5 ampere. Okay, or 1000 is to 1 ampere. Okay, so input side the current rating is 1000 ampere and output side you will get that secondary side you will get that current rating is 1 ampere. Okay, so that's why it is written like that, 1000 is to 1. Okay, so from this diagram it is very simple to understand that in primary winding means your CT is connected series with the load and the line AC line is connected with the series of that CT primary terminal. Okay, then secondary side you can see one ammeter is connected, so from the secondary side the current will be passing through that ammeter. So you are able to find out that current of that ammeter. Okay, after getting the secondary current you can easily find out that primary current, because you know that trans ratio equations of the transformer. So normally what is that formula? So it is V1 by V2 equal to I2 by I1 equal to N1 by N2. Okay, so I think all of you are able to understand that V1 by V2 equal to N1 by N2. Okay, what is N1? N1 is the trans ratio of primary side and N2 is the trans ratio of secondary side. Equals to, that means V1 by V2, that means voltage of primary side divided by voltage of secondary side, equal to N1 by N2 equal to I2 by I1. Okay, that means V1 by V2 equals to N1 by N2, that means equal to N. So in case of CT it is coming that I2 by I1 equal to N1 by N2 equals to N. Okay, so reverse thing is there. So what is the value of I1 by I2? It is coming I1 by I2 equal to 1 by N. Okay, so that's why if your primary side, if you consider in case of CT line, so in case of CT, okay, so so it is your primary winding. Okay, so it is your primary winding, it's your secondary winding. So in case of primary winding you have some voltage. Okay, so current is here higher, secondary side current is lower. So reverse thing also happen for the voltage. So primary side voltage will be lesser, because you know that V1 by V2 equal to N1 by N2. So V1 by V2 directly proportional to the N. Okay, so V1 N1 is low means primary side, N1 is lesser than your N2. So definitely V1 will be lesser than your V2. So V1 by V2 equal to N1 by N2 equal to N. So it will be reversed. So primary side voltage will be less and secondary side voltage will be very high in case of CT. So that's why secondary of that CT normally short circuited. Okay, that's the issue. secondary side, that's the issue for making that secondary side voltage will be secondary side CT normally make that shorted. So if it is not shorted, then what happen? If it will be open circuit, so there is some possibilities of that shock. Okay, so that's why you are making it short circuited. So there may be current, but voltage is zero, because in short circuit path there will be no voltage path. Okay. So I think you are able to, I think all of you are able to understand that that what is the reason for making the short in the secondary side. Okay, so now you can, in the case of if you find out the same thing, now we are going to measure that power measurement, okay, by using the CT. So what happens, the CT is connected over here, so I current, so definitely in measurement of power, normally what happens, normally your primary side, okay, so current coil is connected series with your main, okay, that means the current coil is directly connected series with your main coil, okay, and pressure coil, here you can see the current coil is connected with that series, okay, so secondary side directly connected with the current coil, okay, that is your current coil, and pressure coil connected with the another thing, so it will be open, okay, or you can measure it directly to the voltage line that is coming over here, so you are easily find out to measuring the power, okay, so all the cases load are in series, okay, load is connected in series. So theory of the current transformer, so I think all of you are able to understand. So now you can go for that phasor diagram. So equivalent circuit of that CT, so it's very simple because it is almost similar to equivalent circuit of your single phase transformer, okay. So I am not going to explain everything for that equivalent circuit about it, because all of you told me that you have already that transformer is single phase transformer is already discussed in your class, okay, in your machine class, okay. So the same thing I am not going to repeat it, okay. So but most important most important notifications, sorry, most important abbreviations, okay, that I need to be discussed. So what are the most important abbreviations? So what is your VP? VP is the primary side voltage, okay. What is EP? So EP is your primary side induced voltage, okay. So VP is your terminal voltage, that applied voltage to the primary side of the CT. So RP is your resistance of that CT primary side, XP is your inductive reactance of the primary side. So IP is your primary side current. Then IP, there are two parts, you know about that. I0 means here excitation current, okay, excitation current. Another current is there, that is IS dash, that is your IS dash, this portion current. So that is your IS dash. What is IS dash? IS dash is the secondary current referred to your primary side, okay. That's why it is called that IS dash. Why it is called equivalent circuit? So I am coming later. So RS is your secondary side voltage, sorry, resistance. XS is the equivalent reactance of the secondary side. IS is your secondary side current. Then what is VS? VS is the secondary side voltage. ES is induced voltage in your secondary side, okay. So now what is your RE and XC? So definitely it is your secondary side, that load is there, so it is that value, okay. So impedance. So why it is called equivalent circuit? Because you know that directly there is magnetic coupling between primary side and secondary side, okay. So there is some induction between the primary side flux to secondary side flux. That's why that magnetic coupling is there. So due to magnetic coupling, okay, so directly it is not connected electrically, okay. So primary side and secondary side, from this diagram you can also observe that it is not connected directly, okay. So some of the it is connected through what? Through the magnetic path, okay. So flux is there due to the flux flowing through the primary side, it will be then the mutual, you know that in case of flux leakage flux is there as well as linkage flux, okay. So that linked flux means primary side flux is linked with your secondary flux, so you will get the idea of the flux linkage, okay. The concept of flux linkage is coming. So phi is your total mutual flux, okay. So then you are able to find out the value of phi, okay. So able to find out that magnetic coupling between the primary side to the secondary side. That's the reason that's why it is called equivalence circuit. Okay, so again you can see that your magnetizing component that we know I0, again it will be segregated into two parts, that is called, one is called IC, another one is your IM. So what is IC? IC is called that core loss component, okay, and RC is the core loss resistance, and XM is your what, magnetizing reactance, and IM is your magnetizing current. So after that we need to draw the phasor diagram. Okay, so equivalent circuit, I think all of you are able to understand. So what will be that formula? So we need to know the formula. What is ES? All of you please write down in your classwork copy. The value of ES equal to what? IS RS plus IS JXS plus VS. Okay, am I right? I think all of you are able to understand the value of ES. Then what is VP? VP equals to what? IPRP plus JIP into XP plus EP. EP is what? Induced EMF in the primary side. Okay, again you know that I0. So what is the current expression? IP equals to what? I0 plus IS dash. What is your IS dash? IS dash means the secondary current comes, that means referred to the primary side. Okay, so what is that value of IS dash? IS dash equal to what? You know that the value of IP by, you know that value of IS by IP equal to N. Okay, so what is the value of, I'm again said the wrong thing. So what is the value of that value, voltage? VP by VS equals to what? NP by NS, okay, equals to lowercase n equal to IS by IP. Okay, so what is the value of what is the value of what is the value of IS? IS equals to, it is coming n into IP. Okay, so that is your IS dash. Okay, I think all of you will to understand. So you can get that value. This is your IS dash. Okay, so then you can draw the phasor diagram. Okay, so in case of phasor diagram, what you need to be considered that your one is your reference is equals to which component you are considering as a reference, because all it's an instantaneous, no, all the components are the instantaneous component, means not like all the component, it's an AC circuit. Okay, that means the voltage, current, all are in the instantaneous. That's why you have to draw the phasor diagram. So that means all the components of the phasor diagram is what is the RMS value. Okay, that's why one is your reference. So you are making that phi is your reference. If the phi is your reference, then what will be that current? Phi means the lines of force. Okay, the flux line. So definitely that magnetizing current and phi should be the same phase. Okay, so that's why you are making that IM is same phase with your phi, and phi is your reference one. So what is the value of IC? Definitely it will be 90 degree leading with your IM. Okay, so that's why, because IM is that magnetizing component, normally it is lagging with the 90 degree of what? Of your resistive path current. Okay, so you can see that IC, you can see here that IC is the current of that resistive path. Okay, so that's why definitely IM will be 90 degree lagging with your IC. So if IM is in phase of your phi, okay, so all of you please mute your microphone. Okay, if you can see that IM is in phase of your phi, definitely what will be the axis of IC? Definitely IC will be 90 degree leading with your IM. That's why IC is in your positive y axis and IM in your x axis. Okay, so you can draw the phasor diagram. So what is the value of I0? So I0 is your addition of IC and IM. So it is coming I0. Okay, I0 is there. Now what is the value of IP? IP equals to what? It is coming that secondary side current transferred to your primary side. Okay, and the current of the primary current. Okay, so now you have to find out the value of secondary current. So in my last class I am asked all of you that, I think all of you are aware about the leading power factor load, lagging power factor load, and unity power factor load connected to a transformer, and the necessary phasor diagram of it. Okay, I think all of you have the idea on it. Okay, so in this case we are considering that the load is connected, it's a lagging power factor. So in case of lagging power factor, so your secondary voltage Vs, definitely it will be leading with your secondary current. So if that Vs is leading with that current Is with an angle of what? With an angle of beta. Okay, so beta angle is there. Okay, that is your power factor angle in secondary side. Okay, so beta is there. So if it is your Is, so definitely you can consider it is your Vs, and that Is will be transferred to the primary side. That's why it will 180-degree reverse, and it is coming, it is NIS. Okay, Ni suffix S. So if you add both of them, so we will get the value of IP. Okay, so primary side current you will get. Okay, so if you get the primary side current, okay, so IP you have already able to find out. So you need to know the exact value of primary side current. That is your main agenda. So that IP you need to calculate. So you are able to find out the value of CT primary current. Okay, I think so. There is no problem. And IS is already given, because how to get the value of IS? The ammeter value. Okay, that ammeter value is your IS current. So you are able to find out the value of IS. So IS is here. So NIS in your positive half, and you are able to connect both of them, and you will get the value of IP. So there is some angle in between that NIS and IP, that is theta. That angle is given, it is theta. Okay, the angle between NIS and EP. Okay, so now we have to find out what is the value of ES. ES is simple. If you know the value of ES, that is coming from here with angle beta, it is leading, that VS leading by angle beta from your IS. Okay, so if it is there, so what is the value of ES? ES equals to, that I have already told you, VS equals to ISRS plus JISXS plus VS. So what will be the axis of ISRS? So ISRS will be in phase of your secondary current IS. So you can see from VS terminal you are making that ISRS component which is parallel with your IS component. So you are getting that ISRS. So what will be the values of JISXS? Definitely it will be 90-degree leading with your IS. So because J factor is there, so it is 90-degree leading. JISXS. So inductive voltage is always leading with your inductive always leading with your resistive current, but inductive current always lagging with your resistive component, means resistive current or resistive voltage component. Because there is no J factor, it is 90-degree lagging. But in case of inductive, in that case inductive voltage, okay, so definitely it will be 90-degree leading with the resistive part. So you can add ISXS, so you will get the value of ES. Okay, now you know that ES and EP. Okay, normally both should be in phase. Okay, normally both should be in phase, but as per the Lenz law, you know that ES and EP both should be in phase, and you can see it is 190-degree lagging in between, 190-degree angle difference in between ES and EP. That means what? There is some angle difference of ES and EP with angle of 190 degree. For what? Because you know the Lenz law. So who is the cause? Initially VP is your cause. VP is your cause. EP is your effect. Okay. Definitely so both should be countering each other from the basic convention. Okay. So the direction of VP will be positive y-axis, and the direction of the EP should be in the negative y-axis. Then you can see who is the cause. EP is your cause and ES is your effect. So both should be countering each other. That's why you are considering that ES is your y-axis minus y-axis. So EP is your positive y-axis. Now you can see that again ES and VS. Okay. So VS is, if VS, who is the cause? ES is your cause. VS will be your effect. So definitely you can say like that, it will be again countering each other. Okay, but with the angle. Okay, so the basic convention that you can see like that, ES and VS are in nearer to the minus y-axis, and EP and VP are the positive y-axis. That's the reason. Okay, and what is the angle of alpha? Alpha equal to in between angle that excitation current means I0 and IM. Okay, and beta is the angle between IS and VS, and again you can see that angle delta. Delta is here in between angle IS and ES, secondary current and the secondary induced voltage, that is your delta. So directly it is coming. secondary current and ES, so that both of the cases delta is there. So you have to do the calculation. So from where you have to draw that one. So from the current transformer transformation ratio, okay, so CT ratio, so what is the value from right angle triangle PQR, so lowercase triangle PQR, so what is your PQR, so it is your P, it is your P, Q and R, so it's the right angle triangle. So you have to find out that right angle triangle, will get PR equal to I0. So what is your PR? PR is your I0, that means that is parallel to your I0, parallel to I0, so it is I0 PR, it is a parallelogram OPR and I0, that terminal, okay, that is a parallelogram. So your that I0 path will be same to your PR path, okay. So then what is your PQ? PQ equals to I0 cos. What is your PQ? It's your PQ. PQ equals to what? I0. So it's your I0 cos with that angle. So what is that angle? Angle, you have to find out that angle. So how to find out the angle? So it is coming 90 degree. So how to get that value of angle? This is your right angle triangle, which is your 90 degree. Okay, 90 degree minus delta. So which one is your delta? It is your delta within angle of EP and NIS. Okay, so that is delta. So delta is here. So direct delta angle, and it is your alpha. So which one is your alpha? So it is your alpha. So total angle, it is 90 degree. Okay, so this angle, okay, so what is the value of this angle? This angle is coming 90 degree minus delta minus alpha. So that PO and this one, the angle between the PO and this one, so it is coming 90 degree minus delta minus alpha. So you can see that both are in the alternate angle here. So it's a parallelogram. This total path is parallelogram. So both are in the alternate angle. I think all of you are able to understand that geometric extra. Okay, that is in your class 9 and class 9, 10. Okay, 8, 9, 10. 3 years it was there in your geometry. Okay, so theorem and their extra. So it's an alternate angle. Okay, so directly it is coming. So again you can see this path and this path both are parallel. So again it's an alternate angle, so it is coming this angle equal to this one. So it is coming 90 degree minus delta minus alpha. So what is the value of PR? PR equals to coming cos of this angle 90 degree minus delta minus alpha. So it is coming I0 sine delta plus alpha. Simple thing, 90 degree, it's a trigonometric formula. Then what is the value of QR? QR is this one. Again sine of this angle I0, sine of this angle. So it is coming I0 cos delta plus alpha. So now you know from the Pythagoras theorem that OR square, what is your OR? So it's your OR square equal to QR square plus QO whole square. So what is QO? QO is equal to OP plus PQ whole square, OP plus PQ whole square. So it is coming OR square means it is coming IP. So OR is total the value of IP. Okay. So if you add both of them, NIS plus I0, so directly it is coming IP. So IP square equal to what is the value of OP? OP is your NIS and PQ is your I0 sine delta plus alpha, that is coming from here. Okay, so whole square plus I0 cos delta plus alpha whole square. That is your I0 square plus cos delta plus alpha square. So finally we will get that value n square plus I square plus I0 square sine square delta plus alpha plus 2n is I0 sine delta plus alpha equal plus I0 square cos square delta plus alpha. So you can equate all of them. I am not going to details equation. So finally we will get that expression. Okay. So what is the value of IP? IP equal to root under n square I square plus 2n is I0 sine delta plus alpha plus I0 square. So you can say like that I0 is very less than NIS. Okay. Definitely magnetizing component is very low. You know that expression from the ideal transformer, so you can neglect that value I0. Okay, so finally it is coming that IP equals to n square I square plus 2n is I0 sine delta plus alpha plus I0 into sine delta plus alpha whole square. So you can make it the root, so finally you can get this one. So if you make that I0 value is very less, okay, compared to INS, so you can say like that directly, you can use this one. So that component you are making it 0. I0 is 0, put that I0 is 0. So finally it is coming IP equal to NIS plus I0 sine delta plus alpha. So what is your ratio? Right now you can calculate your ratio. So IP by IS, simple thing, gain. Actually what is the ratio? Ratio actually gain. Okay, in case of transformer. Okay, so IP by IS, so you will get able to get that value of IP from that expression. So it's your IP and it's your now you are divided with IS. So finally you will get that value. So your ratio is coming n plus I0 by IS sine delta plus alpha. And again you are able to calculate all those things from that ratio R. Okay, so final transformer ratio equivalent to n plus n is your original ratio. Okay, n is your original ratio plus Im sin delta plus Ic cos delta whole divided by S. So you will derive the entire thing in your classwork copy. Okay, so without missing any step. Okay, so I will check. Okay, and when I will collect your class note copy based on your CTPT, so at that time I will check that you did it in your copy or not. Okay, so all the mathematical steps, that is important. At the time of exam I will ask you that derivation and some numerical problem based on it. So it's the suggestion, all of you should practice each and every steps how it is coming in your classwork copy, because your classwork copy and homework copy both are same. Okay, so I think all of you are able to understand the expressions of the transformer ratio. Now you have to get the phase angle. So what is the phase angle? Theta. So theta you need to find out. So angle between IP and NIS. What is your NIS? The secondary current transferred to your primary side. So current between that NIS and IP is that angle is your what? Angle is your theta. So theta angle is there. So it's your theta angle that you need to find out. Okay, so theta angle, that is your theta angle. Okay, so you are able to find out the transformer ratio. Now you have to go for phase angle of CT. So what is your phase angle? So the angle by which the secondary current phasor when reverse. Okay, secondary current phasor when reverse. So you can see previous case the secondary current was there, it is your secondary current. Now current is reverse, so it is your NIS. So current is reverse. Okay, so that's why written like that, secondary current phasor when reverse. That means the reflected secondary current phasor NIS differs in phase from the primary current IP is called the phase angle of CT. Okay, this angle is taken as positive when the reverse secondary current leads the primary current. Definitely the reverse secondary current always leading with some angle. So which one is IP is your there, but secondary current IS also there. So in which direction it is rotating? It is anti-clockwise rotating. All the phasor diagram normal convention is that it should rotate anti-clockwise. So you can see that it is you can see that which one is leading. So IS is leading with your IP. In this figure you can also see it's a rotation is there from say anti-clockwise rotation is there. So definitely IS is lagging with your VS. Okay, beta. Okay, you can see, you can realize that one. This angle is taken as positive when the reverse secondary current leads the primary current. In other case, when the reverse secondary current lags the primary current, the CT phase angle taken as negative. When the lagging condition will be arrived, if the load is different. Here you can see it is the lagging power factor load. Okay, I think all of you are able to understand why it is lagging power factor load, because IS is lagging with angle beta from your VS. If it is leading power factor load, then what happens? That IS will be here, there will be alternation. Okay, place alternation in between IS and VS. So VS will be there and IS will be there. So in that case, what happens? So it will be reflected over there different issue. So total thing will be reflected in different manner. So it will be coming negative. Right now you can see that NIS coming positive with your, so having some positive angle with your IP. If it is, because it's a lagging power factor load. If it is leading power factor load, then what happens? That NIS will be reversed there. It will be different. So your classwork, all of you please note down my question. So all of you please draw the phasor diagram in home. Okay, so in home, when your primary current is leading with your secondary current, means you should draw the phasor diagram for that leading power factor load. Okay, phasor diagram means CT. Okay, you have to find out that CT primary current IP for leading power factor load. So you have to draw the phasor diagram, and similarly you should calculate all the steps. Okay, that means that triangle, right angle triangle steps, everything. Okay, you have to calculate in your own. That is your assignment. Okay, so next Thursday, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it's your Thursday. Okay, so next week Thursday you have to submit your assignment. So what is your assignment? Your assignment is your last 5 years question paper. Okay, so from that I have covered till now, last 5 year question paper from your mid semester and your end semester. Okay, so that portion I have covered. So I think I have covered up to CTPT by coming Monday. Okay, means next week Monday I have completed that portion. So next Thursday you have to submit that assignment up to CTPT. From day 1 to up to CTPT you have to prepare your assignment. So I will collect it Thursday midnight. Okay, like your yesterday all of you have submitted that your class note. Okay, so by midnight, so that next coming week Thursday I will collect your assignment. Similar method. Okay, so
the end portion also completed.
End sem portion. End sem portion means that I have covered till now. Okay, so there is actually what happened in case of end sem. Okay, end sem syllabus is normally mid sem syllabus plus rest of the mid sem syllabus. So some of the portion also coming from the mid sem. So there should not be any missed of any question. Okay, so last 5 years question from mid semester, previous year mid semester question paper and previous year end semester question paper. All the problem up to instrument transformer you have to solve it. Okay, and submit it. So it's your homework, means you should do it in your classwork copy. It's your assignment. Okay, so for that positive power factor, for the leading power factor load, okay, what will be your CT primary current, and for the unity power factor load, what will be CT primary current, that you have to calculate in your homework. So when I will declare for the class test, so this is such type of question will be there. Okay, so after that you have to calculate. After that you have to calculate the current. Okay, so phase angle. So you have to calculate that phase angle tan theta. Theta is you have already known what is the value of theta. If this is your theta, so theta is there. So tan theta means tan p by b. Okay, perpendicular by base. Okay, tan equal to perpendicular. What is the perpendicular? Because your right angle triangle O Q R. So perpendicular is RQ and P by B. Base is your Q O. What is your QO? QO equal to QP plus PO. What is the value of OP? OP value is N into IS. What is the value of PQ? PQ is your I0 sine delta plus alpha. And what is your QR? So you are easily find out. So that component you are directly getting from that formula that I have already discussed. Okay, so now we are able to find out the value of tan theta. Okay, so if you are able to find out the value of tan theta, so you know that theta is very small, means theta tends to 0 means tan theta equal to theta. Okay, so you know that formula, so directly you are placed that theta and you can calculate it. So the expression can be simplified with the assumption that I0 magnetizing component is very less than of your secondary current, that is NIS. So you can able to get the value of theta equal to I0 cos delta plus alpha whole divided by NIS radian. Okay, so again you are able to find out that expression. You know that cos alpha plus beta formula, cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Okay, so that formula they have expressed. So again you know that I0 cos delta. So I0 cos delta means magnetizing component you are there. So alpha is there. So I0 cos alpha equal to Im and I0 sin alpha equal to IC. So that is written I0 cos alpha equal to Im. So it is coming Im cos delta minus IC sin delta by n into Is. So it's in radian. So phase angle is CT is theta. Now we are converting from delta radian to degree. So 180 by pi, that multiplication factor will be there. Finally we are able to find the value of phase angle. So what is the necessity for calculating that transformer ratio and the phase angle? Because we need to calculate that phase angle error as well as transformer ratio error. Why it is important? Because actually what happened in case of CT, you are using the transformer as the measuring purpose. So you have to calculate how much accurate calculation is there. That's the main motivations. Okay, so you know from the specifications of the transformer the actual ratio. After that, after doing all the experiments in your lab, okay, so when you are getting one CT from or procuring one CT, okay, so that directly it is coming from the manufacturing end. Now you have to testing of that CT. Okay, so what happened in your substation, you have tested the CT. Okay, so as per the data, all of you know that in case of transformer, in case of machines, any kind of machine, any kind of transformer, the rating plate always mention every parameters. Okay, what is the voltage value, current value. Okay, so in case of generator, it also written means synchronous generator, the power factor they have mentioned. In case of transformer, they have mentioned how much ratio is there, primary winding, secondary winding, how much maximum primary voltage you can apply over there, how much secondary current you will receive from that CT, from the transformer. Everything they have mentioned in their data sheet as well as the rating plate. So your first target should be there to study the rating plate. Okay, so now I am discussing about what is the motivation for find out that transformer ratio and the transformer phase angle by using that calculative method. Okay, because you know that you are using that CTA as an instrument, as an instrument transformer. So as per the data sheet, you have some value. Now after doing all the test, you will get some value and you are able to calculate some transformer ratio as well as phase angle. Now you have to calculate. Now you have to calculate how much ratio is differing. How much ratio is differ from your testing results. Okay, means both of the ratio means the given ratio by the manufacturing company, by the manufacturer, and the calculated ratio. Both are same or not? If both are not same, then how much error is there? That is called that ratio error. Okay, same thing also applied for your phase angle. So how much phase difference is coming from the experimental result and the given result by the manufacturer. Okay, both are same, so there will be no problem. If both are different, so there will be the problem. So how much error is there? So as per the costing of your instrument, so if it is very sophisticated and if it is very costly, so then you can say like that error must be very low. So that's the motivations for the ratio error and the phase angle error, and it is directly related to the efficiency of that instrument transformer. So next thing is the error induced by the current transformer. So percentage of error, you know that absolute value whole divided by reference value or the actual value. Okay, so you know the nominal ratio. Now the actual ratio. So nominal ratio means what? That will be given. Nominal ratio means given by the manufacturer, and actual ratio means you are getting from the testing, means calculations. Okay, so you are getting that amount of value. So nominal ratio is the rated primary winding current whole divided by rated secondary winding current, means that is given by the manufacturer. Okay, that is coming Kn equal to N. Okay, you can say like that. So if sin delta tends to 0, definitely cos delta tends to 1. So your R, you are getting the value. So what is your percentage error ratio? So percentage ratio error, Kn minus whole into n plus IC by IS whole divided by n plus IC by IS into 100%. So similar kinds of application also be done for the find out the phase angle error. So in case of error in the phase angle given by that equation, theta equal to 180 whole divided by pi, Im cos delta minus Ic sin delta whole divided by n into Is. So in practice, CT burden is largely resistive with a small value of inductance. Thus the secondary phase angle, that means delta, is positive and generally it is small. Then sin delta tends to 0 means cos delta tends to 1. So you can replace the rest of the portion. So finally we will get that ratio, that is your angular theta equal to 180 by pi into Im by n into Is. Okay, that's the motivations and that's the different error that is observed in the transformer, means current transformer. Okay, so I think all of you are able to understand. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Again, I will going to be explaining it. Is there any doubt from students' end? Am I audible? Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think from the students' end there is no doubt. Tell me.
Sir, means hello.
Please tell me.
Sir, there is a slide and two questions are there on localization of cable faults from previous module. The Murray test loop and Worley loop test. So in that question, in that slide, you given two questions. I want to means we want the solution of those questions.
Okay. What is that solution of this one? Na? So actually, I didn't solve this problem. I think you are asking for this problem. Okay. This one, na? This problem. Am I right?
Yes,
is
sir.
my slide is visible from your side?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you are asking for answer of this one. Okay, I will share it. Okay. I didn't solve it till now. So after solving this problem, I will share that result. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So from the student session, I think there is no question from students end. Okay. So okay, I just stop today's session.